Yes, so has been a very exciting 3-day investment program and conference organized by AFDB. And I think what has been exciting about the 3 days is that we've had an opportunity to interact with a lot of players. We've had a lot of speakers talking about real issues. And it's interesting that you talk about climate. I think climate is the current real big issue that is affecting the world. And this is actually timely, coming on the back of that we'll be having COP27 in the coming weeks. So I think the conversation is timely. And yes, there has been a lot of conferences around climate change. I think there's a lot of awareness. Last year, a lot of the leaders in some of the countries that are under a lot of threat really came out strongly to call for action in that particular area. But what was interesting about this conference is that we are now talking about how we really start to fund real initiatives towards climate change, sustainable financing of projects. And if you look at what President Adesina said, is that he would like this to be a conference with a difference where actual financial deals are closed on the go. And we've seen that. I think we've seen the whole setup being quite apt around that, just making sure that people get into deal rooms, they're able to talk about real deals, and they're able to make closings on real deals. And I think for me, it's putting the money where our mouths have been for quite a long time around climate change and sustainable financing. And I believe that this is the way to go. And it should be able to see countries that are under threat and not able to do much because of financial constraints, start to catch up with the other players, global players who perhaps have made some advanced steps. And of course, we know Africa, really, we've not had the level of investment that is required just to make some of the changes that we need to see from a sustainable perspective, be it fuel, be it the way the fossil fuels move from fossil fuels. So we see that holding this conference in Africa is timely. And as one of the players, I believe we've had an opportunity to interact. The contacts have been good. We've been able to walk out with at least exchanges of good contacts, expressions of interest. So it's been good for Africa that it's been held in Africa. And definitely as a player, I've taken advantage of the fact that this is being held in Africa. So it is now to engage and take then the contacts that we have and the initial engagements forward, appreciating that we could not close the deals here. But what I've seen is a lot of interest and a lot of pressure to actually action and close these deals, so that it's not purely an exchange of business cards or good to have and wish list of that we will communicate. So everybody is keen. I've seen people immediately off the back of a meeting be able to send you an introductory email, and then real work starts when we get back home. So I think for me, it's to take advantage then of those connections, the networking that has been quite good in this particular conference, take it forward, close the deals as we were challenged to do, and especially not only deals that benefit the rest of the segments that we as a bank are in, but also into climate smart financing. Yes, it was a very fantastic event. What I would like perhaps to see is that we continue to have it in a lot more African countries, so that sometimes when it is in your country, it's easier to take advantage of some of the opportunities that are there. Then you have a larger representation. So we look forward to seeing it come into more African countries.